Hi and welcome to another tutorial from Thomas. Today we're looking at the rolling text motion graphic tutorial. So I have my background here. I just created this in Inkscape and imported it as an image texture, and now we can just move on to the text. There's nothing more special about the background. Let's go ahead and hit Shift and A, then go to text. I'm going to go ahead and type R. I'm going to highlight this text. I'm going to go over to the data properties and change the font. I'm using a font that's named Rubik Black, I think it is. Yeah, free font. Very nice looking font, very nice geometric font. Highly recommend it. Alright, so we're just going to increase the size of this a bit. Then I'm going to go ahead and press caps, make sure caps is on, and then we're just going to repeat this R 7 times. Good. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cool. I'm going to do the same. Oh, but before we repeat this, let's go ahead and change the distance between the R's. We want the line spacing to be lower. Let's go to the paragraph here, then go to spacing. Let's reduce the size, the space between them. I'm going to use 0.75. Cool. Then we're just going to go ahead and do the same thing for the O and the L. Okay, once we've done it for the L, let's go ahead and just, for the whole of the letters, let's go ahead and select the O and the R and the L, sorry. And just bring this up a bit, bring it up about here. Alright, I want to make this level. Cool. For the next step, we're just going to go ahead and convert these to a mesh. It's going to have all of them selected, and then hit F3, convert to mesh. Good. And we can press tab, we can see it's converted all it to mesh. Then we're going to press A, and we're just going to go a limited dissolve. So press X and then go to limited dissolve. That's going to clean up the topology for us. Yeah, and then we're just going to bring this closer together, curl this closer together. G X. Alright, this looks about right. GX. Alright, so next part now, what we're going to do here is animate them. So let's go ahead and select the R and the L, and hit I and L here on the key on our keyboard. I for keyframe and L for location. So we're setting a location keyframe, and this is the best way to do it so that we keyframe both of the selected elements together. Alright, then we're going to go to frame 40, and we're going to bring these down. It's going to go G, Y, and just bring it down. Yep, about here. I'm going to hit IL. The R is a little bit high. Bring this down. IL. And bring this down a bit. G, Y, I, O. Good. And we're going to do the same for the O and L, but just carry it up in the opposite direction. So we're going to hit IL here, go to frame 40, and bring it up to here. GY. Hit IL. Cool. Let's go ahead and see what this looks like. So this animation is looking okay, but we can make it look nicer. So I'm going to go to about frame 30, and it's about here. And I'm going to select all of this. I'm going to hit I and L once more. Then we're going to grab that keyframe and bring it back to about 10. Alright, and that will have a speed to slow down. In fact, we can bring it down to a little bit more, to like 20. Yeah, that'll have a slow output, fast input, slow output. Make the animation a bit more dynamic, a bit more pleasant to look at. You know, so what we're going to do next is that we're going to add a mask to cover all of this. So we're going to create a plane. Hit Shift A and create plane. G and Y, bring that plane to the top here. I press tab to go to edit mode, and we're going to stretch this plane out. Cool. Then what we're going to do is that we're going to just select all of our letters here and select our plane, hit G and Z and lift it above. Then we're going to select the plane and lift this slightly more above. We're going to go over to the object panel properties, go to viewport display, then go to display as. We're going to display it as wire so we can see what's going on. Then we're going to select all of the nodes and we're going to extrude it on the Z. Alright, so we're going to press E and extrude. Cool, and then we're going to make sure that this extrude covers the entirety of the text. So let G and Z just lift up a bit so it covers the text a bit more readily. Yep. And then we're going to name this rolling mask. So press F2 on your keyboard. Make sure you take off your caps lock and type in rolling mask. Cool. So what we're going to do next now is that we're going to select this R and we're going to add a modifier, and the modifier is going to be a Boolean modifier. You can see it here. We're going to go ahead and make it intersect. We're going to change the solver to fast and we're going to go ahead and select our rolling mask. Good, and with that we can see it disappears, and if we animate it, oh okay, this is my bad, because we use the location, the Z is also keyframed. So what we may have to do here is just bring the background down a bit and bring this down instead, and the R will show here now. So it goes and it shows just fine. Good. So essentially we're just going to select all of these now and then select the R, then hit Ctrl and L, and we're going to copy over the modifiers, and that will copy the same modifiers to the other letters here, and we have our rolling text. Okay, so we've added some changes to our text. We've added colors to all of the characters. For the old characters though, specifically, we've added the color orange. This is the blender orange. Alright, and that gives it a bit of distinction. Also, if we press F2 to F12 to render this, we'll notice that we see the mask here, and we don't want the mask to show in our render view. So we're going to go up here, we're going to search for our mask. Once we find the rolling mask, we're just going to go ahead and click this camera icon, and that will make sure that the image here for the mask plane here is not visible in the render. So we press F12, we know it's not visible here. Cool. So for the next step, we're going to look at this animating handwriting text in, and this is just the build modifier in Grease Pencil. So we're just going to quickly go over this. So if you take a look at the options here, when you get this will look like a thin line. You simply just have to trace out the text that you want to have animated. Make sure you trace out the text in accordance to how you want it animated, because the build modifier can pick up the order for which these strokes were created. So what you want to do now is, once you do that, you want to go to build modifier and make sure you keep these things as default, and then you can use percentage as factor, and you can animate it with this factor here. Cool, and that enables us to animate the text in. You know, very simple. Yeah, but again, you have to have this as an SVG that you've imported, or you have to create the curved lines within Grease Pencil itself. And that is the end of the roll text intro tutorial. If you enjoyed this tutorial, give it a thumbs up. If you have any suggestions, please leave them in the comments. We appreciate those, and we're happy to respond to them. But until I see you again with another tutorial, get up and design a new door. Later.